If you're planning to take the TOEFL exam, here are a few things you seriously need to work on, because just studying English all day isn't going to work. And I didn't see many people talking about this. I heard of TOEFL before, like if you want to study abroad, you usually have to take the TOEFL test to prove you can understand English and basically survive in another English-speaking country. I knew a little bit about it, but not really in detail. And since I'm also learning English and American accents, so I was like, just look it up and see what this exam is actually like, what kind of questions they ask, and how the whole thing works. So I looked it up on YouTube and found this Urban Fight video where she explained the whole thing from A to Z. After watching that, even I'm not going to take the exam, but still that's kind of freaked me out. It was so scary. Because I always thought these tests were just to check if you can actually talk to people, can you hold a conversation, or can you survive in English-speaking country using English. That's what I thought the whole thing was all about. But after seeing that exam format, there a whole different scene going on. So the TOEFL exam has 4 sections: reading, writing, listening, speaking. So first let's talk about reading and writing. When it comes to these two, I feel like we are already pro in that. The Indian education system has trained us for years. Since 5th grade, we already know like teachers talk and we keep writing. We literally grown up memorizing long answers, memorizing essays, fixing sentences, all that stuff. Sometimes our grammar can be a little bit shaky, but we can do that. And these sections are not really about how well you can speak and how well is your speaking skill. It's more kind of being a topper type of student. You know, reading those long, complicated paragraphs and figuring out the exact answers they want. Like, it almost nothing to do with how people actually talk in real life. You just need that super studious mindset and pretty good vocabulary to survive those sections. So yes, reading and writing, most Indians probably do pretty decent. Even if you're an average student in school, you'll manage it. And the next is listening. I think this is the worst part. The way they designed it just make it unnecessarily stressful. So basically what happened is they play like 5 to 6 lectures or a conversation, and after that you get around 5 to 6 questions out of it, and that you have to answer. And it doesn't feel like listening test anymore. It straight up feels like memory test, because I'm kind of person who hears something and forgot it like 2 seconds later. Especially if I am nervous and sitting in formal exam room. Like seriously, this isn't just an English test, it's a memory test. And on the top of that, they expect you to take notes while listening. They expect us to perform like an AI. So for this section, you have to be super calm and really focused to get through that part. Honestly, my anxiety would never let me do that. So if you want to score well in listening section, then it's not just about improving your listening skill. You also got to learn how to stay calm in that situation. Maybe do some breathing before audio starts. Practice listening while taking notes. Maybe work on your memory. Because in normal life, who does this? Because when someone talks 5 minutes straight, nobody expects to remember every single detail after that. So in this section, the pressure of trying to remember everything can actually make you nervous. And that's when your scores drop. So that's why I feel like with listening practice, you will need to work on sharpening your memory. Now finally, here comes the most challenging part, the speaking section. So being a school topper doesn't help you here, unless you went to those schools where everyone talks English 24/7. To do well, you have to be comfortable being yourself in English at first. And also very important thing, which is not about English, which is about your personality type. Because if you are an introvert or you get shy talking to strangers, or while there's one-to-one conversation like this, doing these things even feels scary in our mother tongue too. So if you're practicing for a speaking section, then you also have to practice to get out of your comfort zone, to speak in front of strangers, and especially in this kind of settings. So those were just my views. This is how the system works. Yep. It is unfair, and the system is unfair. At the end of the day, if you want to go to abroad and study, you gotta play by their rules. So we can't deny the system. We can just learn how to beat it. So what do you people think? Does the TOEFL scares you that much, or is it just me? Am I just overthinking it? Let me know, and peace out.